Dun, 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 dun. Okay. I don't even remember. Well, I remember what's going on, but I don't know. Is there 4 panels to click on? 5? What's this? Pick Furious. Oblivious. Chase, 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 chase. Has the wallet. Secret ambush. Feel free to examine the clippings while I tidy. Okay. What's this one? Jaspers, I guess I should say farewell to you now. Why, Nepeta? Because this is the end of your timeline and I don't know what happens to you after this. Happens to you after this. That one was kind of obtuse, sorry. What's a timeline? That's a hard question. Okay, imagine a long, tempting strand of yarn. Yes, oh yeah, so great. Now imagine instead of being made of wiggly, enticing stuff, it's made of what lets you exist. And you are right at the twitching tip of it. Don't you see? Look at the sky. Yeah, yes, I see the sky and can tell that indeed something is going on, but aside from that, I don't really understand what you said being a cat and all. That's fine, you don't have to try too hard. All you have to know is that it's the scratch, and I'm not 100% sure what happens next for you. Purr, I still think it's nice how you slip cat things in the things you say so you're so clever and wonderful, Nepeta. Hee. What's the scratch? Well, you know Rose's friend John? Yes, of course. Imagine that he's using the great big circle like a really fun scratching post, and it makes all the light come out that changes everything. Just after he starts doing that, the sky goes funny everywhere and then I can't see you anymore. Yes, that's what it is. I think I understand that completely. I'm a bit nervous for you, especially since you remind me so much of someone I already lost, but maybe you'll be okay? I don't know. I'm not worried, Nepeta. You see, you shouldn't either. It's not as if I had never died before. You're a brave kitty, just like Pounce was. Heart. Pounce was a cat like me? Yes, she was amazing. I bet you and she would have gotten along famously. Oh, I bet you're right, Purr. Was she nice to sniff? Yeah, she smelled really good, and also she was super beautiful. Yiffyful. Wow. Did you ever have someone nice back on Earth who you loved? Rose. I love Rose. Haha, of course you did. I mean a nice cat who was your mate sprite. That was a time I remember I was thinking about girl cats a lot for some reason. I would saunter around the house making all these big meows and look out the windows with my nose touching the glass. But then Rose's mom took me to the place where I was scared to be for a while, and then when I was at home again, I didn't do the meows anymore. I guess I didn't think about the girl cats after that, which is just as well, because none ever came to the windows, really, not even when I did my biggest meows. That's too bad, but I bet lots of girl cats would have loved to be with you if only there had been some around to hear your lovely meows. Really nice to say so, Nepeta. What about you, though? Me? Yes. Well, I've never actually told anybody this, not even my Moirel. Actually, he's the last guy I might tell. He so wouldn't approve. But yes, I have liked someone for quite some time, but alas, he doesn't know it. What don't you tell him? Maybe you can win his affection by rubbing your cheek against him. That's what I would do. Oh, no, I'm too shy even for that, and he is so adorably grumpy all the time, it probably wouldn't go over well. It's hard to explain. Maybe cats think differently, but trolls tend to be pretty cautious about expressing their feelings when it comes to the flushed quadrant. What's a quadrant? It is, okay, it has a romantic applications, but it is also something more general than that. A quadrant is, how do I say this? Meow. A quadrant is a thing in a group of things that consists of 4 similar things. Like paws? Exactly like paws. I see, that's really easy to get. I think you should tell him that you like him. You might not get the chance if you don't. For instance, I think instead of meowing at windows, I should have just scurried out a door before it could close. Then I might have found a girl cat to sniff. Oh well. I know, but it's just not that simple. I can make someone else jealous, I think. And what if he doesn't feel the same way? And ugh, this is so complicated. Maybe I just need to let go of the silly infatuation. I think it's never gonna happen, honestly. You shouldn't lose hope. I have another story that might give you hope, even though it should not. It should be noted that I'm only a cat. Oh? Yes, one time I was with Rose, and I was sitting there dressed up in my suit. Yeah, the quadrants are very simple. No need for, 7 paragraphs of explanations. I was sitting there dressed up in my suit with her as happy as can be, but then she disappeared. The whole place disappeared, and I was in another place. There's no Rose, there was someone else. I guess I loved her too in time, but never as much as Rose, and it just wasn't the same. I kept waiting to see Rose again, but never did, and finally I lost hope that I would, and then I died. But then I became alive again and I got to see her and I was so happy. Purr, 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 purr. That's my story and that's why I think there's always hope even if you die. So you're saying that maybe I'll have to die to get to be with him? Yes, maybe. That's not the case, but I guess you just have a different way of looking at things. Thank you for the advice, Jaspers. Brr. Feel free to examine the clippings while I tidy. Okay, I looked at this one, I looked at this one, I looked at this one. I don't think did I just look at this one? No, I didn't look at this one. Dave? Oh, Jade's right and Dave's right. Hey, feel free to examine the clippings while I tidy. Okay. No, I did this one. Did I do this one? Hey, John Human. Og. Yeah, I don't think I did this one. Okay, so then that would be all the clippings, I believe, after this one. Excuse me, alien time troll, but I am trying to wrap a present. Really, you all have the worst timing. Yes, I could see that. 2 ugly garments and seeds for some kind of strange earth vegetable. Pretty lame present, John. Nope, not gonna ask you how you know my name or what I'm sending. Don't care. And one of those ugly garments is for me. Also, it's not ugly. It's awesome. Not as awesome as something you will be wearing later, thanks to me. Uh-oh, my mouse is hovering dangerously close to the black button. It always does that when I talk to trolls. Is the dangest thing. Calm down, I just thought I would foreshadow my existence to you at this quaint moment of your timeline. It is way too tempting not to let you know I have taken great care to become a very important feature of your life. Or for the matter, to let you know that I will be giving you a present so much better than the useless crap you're shoving in that box. I will be giving you the gift of immortality. Oh, sweet, that's been on my wish list, ranking just below a mint condition little monsters poster. Starring Hollywood superstar Howie Mandel. Can I expect it to arrive on my next birthday? Yes, as a matter of fact, nice guess. It will come at a cost, though. The Mandel poster or immortality? The latter, jackass. In order for you to claim it, you'll have to be quite gullible and allow me to arrange your murder. I see, here is where all the sick trolling begins. You can keep your present. I'm not interested, but you will be. You'll happily go along with everything I tell you to do. And then, once I've completely earned your trust, I will kill you, John. The other troll I just talked to was way better. If a tad grumpy, at least she was down talking about cool movies, sort of. But that was all true. I've seen it already. You have no idea how delicious the dramatic irony is right now. You will die, I will lead you into a trap, and watch you bleed to death on a big stone slab with a sword stuck in your chest. There's nothing you can do about it. In fact, it has already happened. That's nice. Now scare him, troll. I'll leave you alone soon enough. I was just feeling pretty pleased with myself about all the brilliant plans I made for you and your friends. Stopping by in your past to mess with your head is really just a courtesy, because I like to think we're pretty good friends by the time I get around to killing you. Okay, you got me. My feathers all ruffled, and I can no longer tell my ass apart from a big orange earth vegetable. Now, can you leave me alone? I guess so, but my inevitable grisly murder of you notwithstanding, you're a pretty fun guy to hassle. It'll be difficult sparing you from the privilege of my company till your game begins. That is basically the worst pickup line I've ever heard. Please, John, as if there is any conceivable sequence of events which could lead me to consider you as a viable romantic partner in any quadrant, even the pale ones. Blurt, dirt, burp. More plausible alien-sounding things. Weren't you leaving? Yes. Okay, then. I mean, I was going to, but now I guess I'm not. Oh, why? Because this isn't really happening. It isn't? It did once, but now it's just a memory. I guess I must be dead. Uh-oh. Okay, is this conversation over now? Can I keep packing my present? The conversation as it went before is already over. I said goodbye and you blocked me, don't you remember? Well, I was going to block you, but then I didn't for some reason. Exactly, because we've already been through this. You're either asleep or dead like me. Man, I can't believe I let her trick me like that. Such an amateur mistake. I guess I'm feeling something like deja vu, maybe. I still don't think I believe you, though. Hey, do you have any recollection at all of the last message I sent you before I died? I don't even know who you are. Yeah, I figured. Just as well. I made some pretty embarrassing confessions to you. I guess I'm getting what I asked for in a way, even though it's not what I pictured. What did you ask for? I asked if you wanted to, hang out. Was this after you killed me and gave me immortality? Yes. So what do you say? Or what do you think you might have said? About what? You mean hanging out? Yeah. Oh, God, this is so ridiculous. You're just a crazy troll on the internet, and I need to get back to backing up this present for my friend. We're not going to hang out. I'm sorry. John, there is no present. You are not in your hive, and you don't have anything to send. She received it a long time ago. None of this matters anymore. If you don't believe me, you're free to look out your window. What will that accomplish? It might help you remember, and you will be able to see me if you want. Oh? Oh? Okay. So I have that clipping, that clipping, and that clipping. Okay. Yep. Try to make sense of the mess yourself. Oh, there's more clippings. Okay. So it seems that you are, in fact, an alien with horns and everything. Huh. Yes, John, horns and all. That totally proves I'm an alien beyond a shadow of a doubt. Now, what do you make of these blank white eyes of mine? What do you think that can mean? Hmm? I don't know. Aliens usually have big spooky eyes, don't they? Humans have literally the dumbest extraterrestrial lore. Weren't those supposed to be aliens on one of your posters? Haha, you mean Mac and Me? Yeah, even I can admit that movie was indefensible. Well, if you want to know, normally we have bright orange eyes with gray irises. They fill in with our blood pigment as we get older. Also, normally I have this one goofy eye with 7 pupils because I'm kind of a weirdo, but I guess that's gone now that I'm dead. Not that you believe me, because you just refuse to remember anything. I can accept that you're an alien, but come on, meeting an alien who's also a ghost in my front yard is a bit much to believe. It's almost too awesome. So you don't remember anything about the game at all then? The destruction of your planet, bringing your ancestor back to life as a clown woman, putting a huge flaming ocean out with your magical wind, Jack Noir, dying, resurrecting, and possibly dying again. Is any of this tickling your sponge? Nope, sounds cool though. Fuck, I cannot believe how cold it is on this planet. How could any species possibly be able to survive somewhere like this? Yeah, I thought you looked pretty cold out here, so I brought you this jacket. Oh, jacket. Oh, okay. Hey, your clothes switched suddenly. Was that some kind of alien wardrobe warpifying technology, such as a warp-drobe, if you will? Sure, John, let's just say that's what it was. You look pretty cool in more normal clothes, now that your space boots and pixie outfit wasn't neat. Thanks. So, is this how humans begin an Earth date? With simple acts of flattery and kindness? I don't know about that, really. It just seemed like the nice thing to do. Is this a date? No, I've decided this will definitely not be a date. Not until you remember something, at least. Okay, that's probably for the best. I'd probably be pretty nervous on a date with a normal girl, let alone on a date with an alien space ghost. Now that you mention it, me too, probably. Your goofy awkwardness is a bit contagious, frankly. So now what do we do? Well, since I'm presuming you're new to this planet, I could show you around the place. This is my green slime ghost pogo ride in all its glory. In my childhood, it was hours of fun and hundreds of painful injuries. Hey, this thing isn't slimy at all. What the hell? Nope. I've noticed humans don't seem to keep any slime around the hive, and yet you are strangely cavalier about your open display of certain receptacles. What's the deal with that? Is it that you're just that ashamed of your secretions as a species? Not really. Humans just don't really have much use for slime, I guess. Honestly, I can't think of a single practical use for slime, other than that, to be gross. So bizarre. Anyway, this thing is kind of a death trap, and I haven't ridden it for years. I think my dad had it installed as one of those ridiculous ways of making a man out of me. Sure, my custodian had her ways of making me tougher too. Yeah, parents, right? Anyway, that's my backyard. Pretty damn boring, sorry. I would show you inside, but I don't think my dad would take too kindly to bringing an alien inside, or just yet. I would need to brace him for it. That's fine. What else can you show me? I can show you around my neighborhood if you want. Sounds great. These are my neighbors who live in a lot of the same looking houses as mine. I never see them. I think they're all really busy people with a lot of serious businesses to attend to. Hey look, the snow has melted over there. It's really warm suddenly. Weird. Does your planet usually have these kind of temperature swings? Now, this is pretty unusual December weather. Guess I'll take my coat off. I can take yours back if you want. No thanks. I think I'll keep it on. There's not really much to see in this town, but there are these lakes. This lake here did not used to be a lake a long time ago. Before I was born, there was a factory here. My dad said there was a huge explosion. He was walking by with my Nana when we saw it. Then a little later, my Nana died. My dad never told me how, except that it involved a big joke book. I never knew her, which is too bad. She sounded nice. I know what happened. I saw it. You did? Yes. Do you want to know? It might jostle your memory. Okay. I believe this lake is where Jade landed. You landed a little ways over there, about where your hive is now. You clobbered your Nana to death with the aforementioned joke book. But it wasn't your fault. You're both just little wigglers riding meteors from the future. You created yourself, your Nana, Jade, her grandpa, not to mention Dave and Rose and their guardians, all in a lab using paradox slime, and sent them back in time as these silly grubs with arms and legs you call babies. And here you were doubting the usefulness of slime. Wow, really? Yes, absolutely. I paid close attention to all this because I thought it might give me some clues about us and our ancestors who were made the same way. Any of this familiar? That all sounds incredible if true, but I don't even have the foggiest memory of that happening. Yeah, I figured as much. Since you seem bent on staying in a dream bubble coma, why don't I continue the tour? The tour of Earth? Sort of. What's happening? We're going on an adventure. Where? Through your memories. They're mine too. This would be a really fun thing to do on a date, I think. If we actually were on a date, which we're not. How is this happening? Is this like the advanced alien technologies, like holograms or teleportations? If that's what you want to think to keep you comfy in your stupor, sure. Where are we? This is my home planet before it was destroyed. It's called Alternia. Oh, cool. And what's that over there? That is my hive, which is a thing that you refer to as a house. It's where I grew up. It's a castle! No shit. It's a big and foreboding, ostentatious, and ostentatious, just the way I wanted it. As a blue blood, I was entitled to build such a home, something to set me far apart from the commoners. You built it? Of course not. Robots built it for me when I was very young, but I was allowed to dictate instructions, expected to, in fact. Oh gosh, so rad. Really? I still find it interesting that what sort of mundane facts humans seem to be impressed by. Anyway, my design kind of got boring as I got older. A huge castle hive sounds great, but it starts feeling pretty cavernous and lonely after a while. There are so many blocks I never even used. Your taste changes, but you get stuck with growing up in a place suited to your earliest, most juvenile inclinations. Nobody tells you that when you're a kid, though. I think I know what you mean. I feel like a long time ago, I might have given my dad the impression I really like clowns, and now there are clowns everywhere. His stupid collection just keeps growing, and it drives me crazy. John, that's barely comparable example. That barely comparable example is so cute, I don't even know what to say. This is my custodian. She was hurt in an accident. I killed her myself to put her out of her misery. Oh. Holy shit, look at those glittering space riches. Yeah, I was really into treasure hunting for a while. What's with the broken 8-balls? Never mind those. Hey. This is my respite block from kind of an embarrassing memory, actually. More 8-balls. You sure do like to smash them. John, addiction is a powerful thing. You probably wouldn't understand. What are you wearing? Just a fairy dress. I wore it for this stupid thing I did once. Is that a rocket car stuck in the web over there? What's that about? Don't worry about it. Man, this would be such an awkward moment on a date, again, if it was one. There's something really familiar about that rocket. Let's keep going. Nicolas Cage. What's happening? Are we back on Earth? You tell me. It's my house again. Why are we here? I was having fun seeing your planet. I don't know, John. They're your memories. This is my dad's room, but I've never been inside of it, so why do I recognize it? Shrug? I think there were some birthday presents for me in here, but I can't recall which birthday that was. It was your 13th, but I'm 12! Oh yeah, I remember this. There were those imps all over my house, acting all rambunctious, but why? It's all so hazy. Where's my dad? Sounds like some things are coming back to you. Any chance you remember me yet? No, sorry. Hey look, that's my dad. What's he doing here? I missed the heck out of him. No, I'm not sure why. He should be safe at home right now. I guess I must have lost track of him, but I don't remember how. All I know is that I have this feeling that I should run over and give him a hug. Well, just so you know, he's probably not actually there, kind of like how my Lucis was just a memory. Are you a psychic alien, like the one who knew Jodie Foster met in Contact and assumed the form of her dead father to talk to her? As a matter of fact, yes, I'm a psychic alien, but that has nothing to do with this. These are our memories, and we're in the afterlife. I keep trying to tell you, and it's starting to get frustrating. I see, so it is not me who is Jodie Foster. It's more like you are Jodie, because nobody believed her when she came home and had amazing tales to tell, except Matthew McConaughey. Ah! But it's okay, I'll be your Matt McConaughey. Does that mean you'll believe me now? I guess I always did, sort of. I think I've been in denial about what's happening here. It's nice that you believe me, but that doesn't mean you remember yet. So if this isn't my dad, then where is he? He died too. You saw his body. Don't you at least remember that? Nope, not at all. I am remembering a bunch of things, but not that. Then what? Do you remember me yet? No, I only remember when you contacted me and said you'd kill me a little earlier. That was months ago. I do remember talking to some other trolls like you and playing this game. It was on my 13th birthday. I was really looking forward to playing it, but it was late in the mail. I got some presents from my dad, like this big weird clown doll that I didn't like much, and some fruit gushers. Oh yeah, I also realized gushers were made by Betty Crocker. That freaked me the fuck out. Did you realize Betty Crocker made gushers? This comes as news to me. Ah, she does. Her villainy knows no bounds. Oh, he also gave me this suit, which I remember wearing for a while, but it didn't look quite like this. It had a black tie and no ghost, so I improved it. Actually, I remember dying in a suit. You do? But this was not the suit I was wearing when I died. This was. Try to make sense of this mess yourself. Okay, so it's that one. I'll do the one that's in the front. I remember waking up here after getting shot. Yes, what else? And then the cage bunny came. He gave us the bomb. Where'd he go anyway? She's around. The bunny's a she? Her name is Liv Tyler. Dumb. Take it up with John. What else? We were talking about who should go. Do you remember what we decided? No, wait. Wasn't I going to go? Is that what happened? Did I go and now I'm dead? Not quite. What's not quite? That I didn't go or that I'm not dead? Do you remember anything else? No. Wait, what about why you went to fight Jack? Sure, I did that because I wanted to and because I was supposed to. Are you sure? Yeah, it's not my future self fighting him, so obviously that had to happen or else I'd be dead anyway, without even getting the satisfaction of standing up to him. So, was your decision a result of a desire or obligation? Hard to explain. With all the time shit going on, I don't try to understand your light shit, do I? I don't know much about light shit, to be honest. I may have missed my chance to figure it out. Haven't we had this conversation already? Mostly. I'm doing what I can to jog your memory. It's jogging, I guess. Its man boobs are jiggling a little. Nice. So what about Jade? What? You didn't tell her your expedition with her would result in your death, let alone one she'd inadvertently cause, or that she'd be stuck with the job of resurrecting you, did you? What am I really supposed to say? Hey, we're gonna hunt frogs till you shoot me through the jack, then I die and you got to make out with me? That kind of changes how the whole thing goes, doesn't it? Not if you're supposed to, right? What does that even mean? I guess you're right. No reason to make an effort to empathize if doing so comes at the price of oblivion. What the fuck? It must be comforting to have your ASPD tactically. I want to say tactically, but that's not the right word. Tactically supported by predestination. ASPD. Antisocial personality disorder. Tacit. Oh, tacitly. Oh, yeah, see, S. I see. Yeah, I see. Antisocial personality disorder. I don't see the word tacitly very often. Antisocial personality disorder. Oh no, this conversation just got bomb rushed by a mudslide of fucking awful. It wasn't already awful, believing you might be dead? You don't know anything about what I was feeling or what happened on Lofaf. You were all pavement-faced and babbling your throw-fester speak and flipping off the shit with your own crazy death wish thing. Why do you think you know what was going through my head? You're just assuming and throwing around psyche buzzwords like ASPD complex disorder. So it's a disorder, a complex, and then a disorder again for good measure? In your case, probably. Sounds like a positively delirious state of existence. Some delirious biz nasty, alright? Oh, snap? Yes, I'm gonna authorize a goddamn you may swipe it at the door to check yourself into the burn ward. Might you loosen the purse strings on an oh no he didn't? Nah, those are kept in emergency reserve for yo mama jokes from the 90s. Anyway, I'm telling you, if I said anything at all about it, she probably doesn't even fire a gun once, and all I'm doing is dragging her into a doomed timeline with me. I guess I'm learning to be impressed by your sense of obligation to inevitable misfortune. It's a strange case of inspiration through futility. None of this is that big a deal. I just mentioned the basics to her, that I'd stop time traveling soon, break out of the loops, not have to wonder all the time if I was taking a wrong turn and dooming everybody. I was never that cool with this. With what exactly? You know how you turned out to be this incredibly shitty seer of light and basically failed at that in every way imaginable? Hey! Well, maybe I'd never wanted to be a knight of time. Maybe I'd rather just be like the Dave of Guy, you know, just some dude. These really do not sound like the words of someone ready to face his own death, the kind you don't want to wake up from, I mean. I guess not. Guess I failed my quest then, so I'm like, now what, bitches? To nobody in particular, I guess. The unseen bitches callously conspiring to expect greatness from you? Yes, those exact bitches. If that's how you feel, then why do you insist on going on the mission to deliver the tumor? Black and white and for a giant yin-yang bomb. Oh yeah, I remember that now, and I guess that's what happened. I delivered the bomb and now I must be dead. Are you sure? Is that wrong? Maybe you should try to answer the question. Why did you want to go? Because I made the map so I know how to get there better. But it seems simple enough. A set of bearings to follow. See, the application pilots the moon. Change course when necessary. Anyone can do it, really. We talked about this. Debated, if you recall. Okay, if you remember it all so clearly, why are you grilling me on this shit? Will you just tell me what's going on? I'm just seeing if you can remember. And if you're sticking to your story about why you should be the one to go. Well, I am, because I should have. Man, what the fuck is going on? Am I dead or are you dead or what? You're almost there, really. Just try to remember a little more. What happened after we decided you'd go? Oh yeah. We're trying to figure out a way to detach the moon so I could pilot it out there, fly it into the sun. But the chain was huge. Couldn't think of how to break it. Then out of nowhere, this sword appears in the thing, so I'm thinking obviously I have to break the sword somehow because that's all I fucking do is break swords. But as I'm thinking of how to do it, I put my hand on it and it just snaps off with this comical shattering noise. Like I just fucked up some priceless shit in the Louvre. See, like that. Like I did again just there with my hand because of dream bubbles. Remember when that happened? Mm-hmm. Boom. And I took it and sliced the chain like this. Damn, still cuts like it's plowing through a shaft of boneless zombie meat. Careful, I just managed to quell my appetite after all that burger talk. Whoops, yeah. So then the moon started drifting away and I was going to fly up and take it to the sun. And I said something to you, or I was going to, like say bye or something, but you were just standing there not saying anything, holding that ball of yarn. And then, oh god, that's right. Come on, knocking me out so you could steal the suicide mission? God damn it, that is so trite. I really am sorry for that. Smacks him with a ball of yarn. It's like, here's how bad this is. We were basically Bruce Willis and Ben Affleck from John's shitty crappy movie. You made this even more Armageddon than it already was, sealing me in the airlock so I can go home to Liv Tyler and have the most terrible babies with her. If it's any consolation, Liv Tyler came with me on the suicide mission. The bunny or the actress? Which would make you feel better? You not knocking me out with a ball of fucking yarn is fucking what? If I could have chosen a method of sparing your life you might have found more awesome, I would. Is there an ironic way to do that? This probably comes close, but that doesn't make it not lame as hell. Doesn't matter if I took some personal satisfaction seeing you fall unconscious at the gentle glance of a soft cotton globe. It's cool you're so tickled by this. I hope it brought you a lot of rad laughs on your way to go fucking explode. ... So that's it. I'm actually lying here on Durst asleep, and you went out there and blew up the sun. And now you're dead, and I'm dream chilling with your smug ghost. Yes to the first part, so you're not dead. Not yet. Then you're dreaming. What, you're taking a little nap on the moon in the middle of nowhere? Afraid not. I'm wide awake. Try to make sense of the mess around you. Okay, so I did that one and that one. Pick again. I can't believe I didn't remember how the word tacit is spelled. Pick, put back. Escape. Total success. Oh, she got her dead son's hat. That's actually really sad. Are you okay? Been better. What happened to you? What happened to you? I died in my dream and came back as a dog. Oh, I turned into a bird and got in a fight. What is that? What, this thing? Yes. Legendary sword. How did you get it? Long story. Shenanigans, mostly. I guess I figured shenanigans were probably involved. Can you be more specific? Well, basically I'm from another timeline. We couldn't win the game there, so I came back to help Dave. Dave? Dave from this timeline. As a sprite. I'm supposed to help him with this quest. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to help Jade too, but she's doing alright. Don't worry about it. Okay, I'll try. You were saying? So things kind of become even more crazy in this timeline than the one I was from. And it's clear Dave was never going to do the quest I didn't get the chance to finish. Not even after you brought the forge. The forge? Your volcano. Oh. So after laying low for a while, I just went and did whatever I could myself. Got Calidfulch, the fucking Welsh sword Dave broke. Went to look for Hephaestus again, figuring there wasn't much hope in beating him this time either, especially being injured and all, but what the hell, right? And then, that's when you lit the forge somehow. I did? Well, no, not you, the other Jade. Yeah. She's a lot more brave than me, I think. She brought me back thinking I could help her, and all I did was disappoint her and everyone else. You came back as a sprite and you managed to do important things, but I just feel so scared and helpless. Sounds like you came back because Jade made the decision for you. I made the decision to come back myself. Maybe it'd be different if you had the same chance. I don't know if I would have if I had the chance, but I would like to not feel so useless to everybody. I think everyone's on top of this. There's not much for us to do anymore. What about your sword? Isn't it important? I guess so, but not really for me since I'm not the real Dave anymore. Still not sure how you got it. What does it have to do with my volcano? That's a bit complicated. See, it turns out I had no idea how the denizens worked at all. Okay, so I did that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Alright. Oh, wonderful. Another interruption. Oh. Okay. Eureka! Stand by for clarification. RE enthusiastic outburst. Yes, it is as hope for beyond hope. Okay. Unusual devices may use to duplicate fresh, perfectly pressed garments inexhaustibly. AFAG. Reconstructing complete professional ensemble now hold. Please report restoration of dapper visage and overwhelming success. Alas, devices appear to hold no such promise for departed family members. Misplaced handheld steam press. as far as I know. Dawn, tall plant, confidence in martial prowess, perplexing swells, filtering out, powering down gray, serviceable handheld computing device to preserve battery. Additional updates be submitted in a frank and forthright manner for judicious appraisal within a reasonable time frame. Okay, hold on. Let's get to a place where that actually seems like a tall post in each corner, mysteriously inviting, mounting slab, exhaustion taking hold. Excuse me, sir. Friend. The sound of voice nearly refreshing, enough to distract from perpetual taste of warm, poorly filtered urine. Oh my, no, I'm not actually a friend, dear. I'm his mother. Another of Pipe Fan 413's legendary pranks. Please clarify. If yes, prepare to regard as hilarious. Where that it is was, I'm sorry to say this is no chicanery in play at all today. Though yes, that would be quite the doozy. I believe the late great colonel would surely say we were cooking with petrol upon hearing such a whopper. No, I'm just an old woman looking for her son. Understood, madam. You remind me of him, so would you mind terribly if I talk to you for a little while? I'm fearing the worst for my son. While my grandson has gone off to do great things, I've caught myself feeling a bit lonely. Who can imagine no greater pleasure, though eyelids heavy, getting dark, feeling in extremities, fading. Oh, but you must be exhausted from your travels, you poor thing. Why don't you just lie there and rest? I will tell you a story. Thank you. It is a fairy tale about a young sister and brother who were raised by a wicked witch. Okay. Alright. It's a lot of text. The witch in truth was a world-famous baking baroness. Her cruelty made life miserable for the two children, who did not have their father anymore to protect them. He was the greatest prankster who ever lived, and a true southern gentleman. He was killed by a comet on the day the boy was born, and the wicked baroness ruled them alone, with a hand as firm as that which she ran her brutal baking empire. The children pledged to each other that one day they would run away together. They followed in the footsteps of the dear colonel in defiance of the old batter witch. They studied his every jape and practiced them in secret, but as they grew older, their interests drifted apart. The boy developed a passion for adventure and put aside his study of practical jokes. He dreamed of wealth and fame and discovery and swore he would wander the world. One day he decided to run away with a loyal dog he inherited from their father. He asked the girl if she would come along, but she was too scared of the 3 hours left, yeah. But she was too scared of the retribution that might follow. The boy scoffed at the danger and assured his sister that there had been nothing to worry about, but he had not seen firsthand what the Baroness was capable of. He told his sister that he believed in her, and that she could handle whatever the witch could throw at her, and with that he was off, and she would never see him again. The Baroness would raise her very strictly, mentoring her in the art of baking. The girl took to the lessons with fierce determination. Her only act of defiance left was to one day surpass the Baroness in skill and beat her at her own game. It was all she could do, for the Baroness made sure she knew there could be no escape. The girl surely missed her brother, and soon enough he achieved fame for his exploits. She followed him in the newspapers, the tale of his remarkable discoveries, inventions, and riches. How she wished she could rejoin him and be free from toiling for the pastry egg. One day the girl was able to gather enough bravery to mention her brother to the Baroness, and her desire to see him again. With contempt, she guaranteed that this could never happen. Then the girl asked why. That is when the Baroness began to reveal to her more than just her baking secrets. She mentioned that, like in many fairy tales, there was more to the children's past than they knew. The colonel was not their father, nor was the Baroness their mother. They, in fact, had no father or mother at all, nor were they ever actually born. They had both fallen from the sky. They were not actually brother and sister, as they had been told either. Again, like in many fairy tales, the truth was that they were always destined to become married one day. They were to have 2 children, a son and a daughter, and these children were meant to save the world. But the Batter Witch was determined to make sure their destiny could never be realized. In her limitless cruelty, she would do all in her power to keep them apart for the rest of their lives. The girl that day swore she would bring down the Baroness and her evil empire. She would use the many secrets she'd learned over the years against her, and began carefully plotting her downfall. Years went by, the girl was nearly ready to put her plan into action, but then, just like that, the Baroness disappeared. She was never seen or heard from again. The girl was finally free by a strange turn of events, but not without a final jab from the witch. It turned out that in her will she had left the entire company to the boy. The boy, now a grown man, was already very wealthy in his own right. He had no particular need for the baking empire, but assumed control nonetheless, and integrated the company into his extensive collection of enterprises. The girl, instead of seeing this as more misfortune, took the news as a relief. She'd just as soon have nothing to do with the witch's empire and far preferred to pursue her original passion for practical japery. Hoo-hoo-hoo. She considered a union with her estranged brother and once destined husband-to-be, but the days of longing for a future with him seemed to be from another lifetime. The chance had come and gone. She was content to let him live his increasingly elaborate life. while she sought a simpler one. Besides, now was not the time to revisit a destiny with an old star-crossed lover. She had recently become betrothed to a fine, upstanding gentleman. Soon she would start a family. No, not one meant for heroism as foretold, but one that would make her happy nonetheless. In following years, she was left to ponder all that might have happened. What would have been if there had been no Baroness to keep the girl and boy apart? What might have been if the Baroness had not disappeared and she had the opportunity to use her secrets against her? For you see, the girl had uncovered so many dirty secrets about the terrible Batterwitch, including the most troubling one of all. Of course, no one would have believed her, but she knew. She knew the Baroness was not human. Fedora Freak's gray, serviceable handheld computing device's battery has died. Oh, wonderful. Another interruption. Okay, so did that one. I busted into his palace to finish the quest. I was expecting him to be asleep and was going to figure out some way to wake him up, but like last time I saw him, he was already awake to greet me. But I thought the denizens were supposed to be asleep, at least until you do the right thing on your quest. They are. The sprites are programmed to know things like that about the game, but I guess not everything. Seems like if you try to go fight them too soon, you find them awake and they're like, what the fuck are you doing here already? Which is what happened last time I saw him before I became a sprite, and I stupidly tried to fight him, which was a bad idea because he's hella strong. The whole time he was raving about shit about a stolen sword and missing forge, but I wasn't really listening. If I had, I might have understood. He wasn't actually trying to kill me, he was giving me the choice. What choice? Wait, the choice. I always forgot I could talk on the line for some important shit. What did you choose? I guess I made an unwitting choice by deciding to flee. I figured he was unbeatable, so I decided to get the fuck out of there. So I snapped a quick capture to get his huge hammer code and then GTFO. What happened when you saw him this time? Like I said, he was awake again, but this time I wasn't in any condition to fight, so I didn't. And that's what I didn't get. He's this terribly angry, monstrous guy, but there's no need to fight him. So he looked me up and down and all hard, saw the broken sword, and like before, gave me the choice. You mean choice? Oops. Yeah, so was it the same choice? No. It was different. I think it might always be different, depending on the circumstances. I don't know what the choice is when you face him the way you're supposed to, but I'm showing up at the bleeding bird sprite holding his broken sword, so that's a pretty odd situation. Then what did he make you decide? He sees I got his sword and it's busted. I know, I'm watching the board fall down. He sees I got his sword and it's busted and you can tell he's pissed, but like before it's like restrained anger. But like before it's like he's always just trying to fucking flip but still keeps it together, so he can tell me he can repair it and make the D-ringer with a forge flint. He says he can repair anything but only one thing, and I had to choose, so I said, okay, fix this. What's up, shooter? So I said, okay, fix the sword. As opposed to what? Doesn't matter really, I just thought making the sword felt like the right thing. Oh. So I gave him the sword, but it still wasn't all that simple. He needed lava from the forge to make it, which means a kid now had to be awake. Our denizens had to have some kind of truce to make it happen. See what I mean about it being complicated? Yeah. So Jade must have done something right to wake her up and get the forge going. Don't know what she did, though. Probably something amazing. She's still working so hard to help everyone. I guess I used to be that way, but I've completely forgotten how. Are you sure? What's happening? Reckoning. It's getting close to the end. More meteors are getting by the portals. The battlefield will probably be wiped out soon. Can we do something to stop it? Would there be a point? I don't know. I like it here, though. I felt like I was drawn to come here when I wasn't sure where to go. Yeah, me too. The meteors and all the fire. It reminds me of when I died, and I was trying to wake John up. I was scared then, too, but I didn't let the fear stop me from trying to save him. What would you want to do if you weren't scared? I have no idea. I guess try to help. What is there to do? Well, I was going to bring this sword to Dave. Oh no, does that mean you're going to leave? No, I was going to say I'm not in the shape for more adventuring. I figured this is probably my last stop. Sad face. Maybe this is a way you can help. You mean that I should give him the sword? If you want. But I don't want to leave you here either. Maybe I don't have to actually go anywhere. You gotta have a lot of special powers, remember, because of ascending to doghood? Oh yeah! Try doing your spacey thing. I mean, not to sound condescending or anything, but it's gotta be like borderline omnipotence, pretty much. Just put your mind to it. Alright, I'll try. Oop. Oh, wonderful. Another interruption. Okay, so that's those two. Row 3. What specifically with the bubble? With Vriska. Yeah, he died in that suit. Isn't that the suit that he was wearing when he was stabbed? through the, before he ascended to godhood. That's what I was assuming. Nah, shit. Well, that was my assumption. That's not good. Is the boy dead? That's what I get for assuming things in this webcomic. Yeah. What the hell are you doing now? Seriously, why did you go back to see her? You didn't mention this last time. Okay. Listen, fuck-ass, I'm gonna need a password before we continue, please. Right, okay, let's see if I can remember. It was pretty elaborate if I recall. Okay, here goes. I'm a disgusting, worthless bilge sack on the gargantuan teat of a laboring, leprous muscle beast. My self-esteem is so small its existence is a matter of conjecture among theoretical physicists. I smell so bad, the stench cannot be expressed with even the most eloquent, florid language. The odor my body makes has made poets cry. I have won special awards for discovering new places to touch myself erotically while farting. I unfairly pulverized the competition in asshole pageants, and I have received a lifetime ban from ugly contests by President Shitface himself. My blood is not fit to flow through a sewer, and my sign is a pictographic symbol that loosely translates as, please hike these pants up to this guy's armpits, chain him to a flogging jut, make a fucking example out of this sorry sack of shit. When I look in a mirror, my reflection slowly shakes his head while I wet myself in shame. Dead face. Wait, that wasn't it. That was it, wasn't it? How was that fucking not it? Did I forget an apostrophe somewhere? No, Carcat, that was not quite the password, but you were right on the right track. Can we just talk now? Do you even remember the right password? Something along the lines of gratuitous self-depreciation forced into my mouth, involving reference to some kind of weird human coupling ritual. You're being deliberately dumb. It was, if I hate myself so much, then why don't I marry myself? Remember? I was just using the password system to poke a little fun at you, and you turn it into this whole overdramatic thing. Jeez. Haha. Can we get down to fucking business again? Huh? Cool. I wonder if we will ever be able to start a conversation without having a ridiculous argument about the password system. If you would drop the password system and let future me talk to you, he might be able to give you an answer. Spoiler, the answer would be no, because the passwords are R-worded. Why would I want to do that? The only guy who's dumber than past Carcat is future Carcat, and vice versa. I have this on good authority from both sources. I still think your use of the terms is kind of asinine. There really is no past or future Carcat from your view. There's Carcat who knows less stuff and Carcat who knows more stuff. Why not just gather the facts from the one who's got the lowdown already? I mean, I do it myself, but I can't stand the guy. You see, this is your problem. Okay, one of your many, many problems. You have no patience to do things the right way. You're always just looking for the shortcut. Even if doing so has brought you nothing but trouble 100 times before. It is sort of funny that the only thing standing in your way is one of your other problems. Your preposterous self-loathing. So you can't even trust your future self to help you cheat. It's like you have so many problems, they cancel each other out. That's not the only thing standing my way. Your stupid passwords are also standing my way. If not for that, I could be fast-tracking this to Solution City for us both. Exactly. Okay, whatever. Let's just get on with this linear conversation, okay? Okay. He gave me that silly password, and we ended our conversation a few minutes ago from my end, and I scanned ahead looking for a good moment on your timeline to pick it up again. And I noticed you went back to see her again for some reason. Yes. So I'm just wondering why. What happened to the frog breeding? I thought we were on a roll with that. Yes, we still are. This little detour was related to that task. We should be nearly done. What was she even saying to you? I can't understand a word of that horrifying gibberish. I can understand her just fine. I still don't really get it. Why my denizen was such a nightmare, while yours apparently gives you guttural pep talks in some Byzantine monster language. We already talked about this. A kid and I have an understanding now. Wink. Oh, vague bullshit. It's the exact fucking thing I can't get enough of. Well, maybe if you weren't in such a grumpy hurry all the time, you wouldn't have killed your denizen so quickly. You might have actually learned something. Huge, ugly monsters are for killing, period. Did you ever talk to Kanai about it? I don't remember. Maybe. I'm a busy guy, Jade. I talk to a lot of people about a lot of stuff, including myself. Her situation was very similar to mine. I thought she killed her denizen to light the forge or something. It doesn't sound like you got the whole story, or maybe you just weren't listening to her. Well, I sure don't think it was whatever you did, and in any case, I thought all that was over with. Why are you back? What does this have to do with frog breeding? This was Kanaya's suggestion. Kanaya still helping you? Yes, I'm talking to her right now, actually. Oh, I see her across the room. She's not talking to anyone on a computer now. Durr, of course not. She's from a different time than you, genius. Which time? A few hours in your future. Ah, I see how it is. You want to talk to future Carcat until I jump through your fucking password hoops and become him eventually. But if you talk to future Kanaya just like that, double standard anybody? Jade says yes, please. You're so ridiculous. I have Kanaya using the same password system as you. She's just a little farther ahead on my timeline is all. It'd be pretty hard to keep you both synced up. I thought you didn't want shit spoiled from the future, though. Yeah, from my future. I don't want you guys telling me the things I do before I do them because you talk to future me. But knowing a few things about your future doesn't really matter. Not that I'm going to tell you any of it, so don't ask. I think I'm on the verge of becoming a religious person. I just don't know where else to turn to remove the awesome suffering that Trollian's temporal chat bullshit miraculously continues to inflict on me. Maybe this mirthful messiahs will come and take my pain away. Oh yes, that sounds heavenly. Jade, please excuse me while I go paint my face to outwardly reflect the beauty of my inner awakening and drum my think pan mercilessly to reduce my intelligence to the level necessary to sustain these beliefs. What are you even talking about? Are we already done crafting this master plan? I have stuff to attend to here. My team is falling apart, and I can't find Gabsy anywhere. I'm worried he might have wandered off somewhere and got hurt. Well, you'll find him. I thought you weren't telling me about my future. I know, I made an exception, but only one. Let's move this along. Just update me on the frogs and give me a new password, okay? I think we should all talk about this. She says you're important to consult on the matter, but you from her time is too busy. Busy with what? She's opening a memo. Oh, God, another memo. Okay, that's those three. I'm piloting the moon through the furthest ring right now. At the moment, it's passing through a dream bubble. I'm visiting your dream in person. Or you are the one visiting me as I travel, in your sleep, if you'd rather look at it that way. Okay. So all those questions you asked me, getting me to remember, you were just stalling me, weren't you? So I wouldn't wake up and try to stop you. Not entirely. This sucks. Could you just please turn the thing around and come back? Why? I'm already out here. Might as well go through with it. We agreed I do it, though, or at least you pretended to agree, just before going into a major league wind-up with your nap yarn. A major league wind-up? Sports. It's always been pretty sad that I seem to know more about sports than you, which is really saying something. All I'm saying is, no one likes a basketball hog. It's probably just ball hog. I just think you should know that in the athletic arena of competitive achievement, it's a widely known fact that cherry-picking posers get showered in nothing but booze. You don't gank the rock and steal the big man's thunder on his raucous drive to the hole. Oh, Lord. Is that the sort of ignominy you want? See, you didn't consider sports. You never considered the sports. Last thing I want to do is come between a big man's thunder and any particular hole he might prize. And yet, such has been what happened. Such has been what's happened. It's like the tight end was going long down the yard in sudden death. It's me and the tight end. And the quarterback sniped the field goal just before the NFL buzzer went off. The greedy QB is you. Sometimes. That's not even close to being a thing in football. But instead of winning the gold sports prize, you just fucking die. Nobody cares and it didn't mean anything. What prize is that? The football prize. You mean the most vaunted accolade associated with the gridiron known as Stanley's Cup? No, come on, it's called the Bruce Bombardy Trophy or something for Best Bile Squad. I'll take your word for it. And even though you're dead, all these fat millionaires in helmets just leap on your corpse anyway and pile up, and I mean way up. How high do they have to be? How high do they even have to be? The sport pile doesn't stop from getting taller. Does the officiator have a means of measurement on hand? I wouldn't want you to be crushed by a non-regulation sport pile. What do you care? You'll be dead like the mission-thieving poser you are. Poser? So not cool. Yes, poser. It should be my torso getting pulverized by that avalanche of overpaid beefcakes, and you know it. I forgot what we were doing exactly. Were we pursuing the hackneyed debate over who has the best claim to self-sacrifice, or seeing who can out-dumbass the other with obtuse sports lingo? There obviously stopped being a difference between those things. The question is offensive. Almost as offensive as you stalling me while you peel out of here in your dumb moon. I'm the one stalling. The moon is probably just a speck in the sky now due to your strange beefcake harangue. Yeah, but I don't know how to wake back up is the thing. How do I wake back up? I guess I could wake back you up if you really want. Okay, then do it. But you have to promise to stay put. Don't try to stop me, just let it go. This is my mission. It really makes no sense for you to go. This was never your preoccupation. They selected me a long time ago. That doesn't make sense. Why would they drag me into just to have me make a map and then let you ditch me? They've obviously been gunning for me too. Yes, they help you chart a path through the ring, and they will open that path for a pilot they have marked. I believe I fit the description. I'm not sure about you. Why do you think that? I'm the pilot. That's all there is to say on the matter. But I don't want you to die. Help John and Jade. This isn't right. Then I'm not going to help you wake you up. I'll stall some more. To admit you were stalling with all the bullshit. I said not entirely. What do you mean? It's going to be a long ride through all this nothingness. Maybe I just thought some company would be nice before it's all over. So what'll it be? What? I'll wake you up, but only if you promise to rejoin the others. Could you give a message to John for me? Sure, but if I'm promising not to chase you down, then there's not really any hurry to wake up. Oh, are you sure? I was looking forward to bowling another wickedly googly with the yarn, sportsways. Now I'll stay asleep a while. Okay. What do you want me to tell John? What was that? What? Did you hear something? No, what? I thought I heard something outside. Oh. Who's this douchebag? I mean, bag. Who's this douchebag? I mean, bag. Stuttering this dude is making me nervous. You don't remember him? No. And I guess this isn't a memory. So he's actually here with us on the moon? Not with us, just me. You're still in Durst, remember? Oh, I got stabbed. Oh. Okay, so that's those 4. Mission accomplished. What the fuck? Oh, excuse me. So dumb. Friendly enemies are here. Is still missing though? Wait, this thing is gone too. Actual mission to try to kill Jade. Dead. Woof 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 woof. No wallet. Ring. Huge relief. Notice. Oop. 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 Oh boy. Endless one. I remember now. I was tricked by a troll into flying up to the last gate using this rocket bag. She said I could take a shortcut and go kill my denizen while he was sleeping. It did not quite work out that way. That sounds like Terese's handiwork. I don't know. She didn't tell me her name. She was a blind troll. She made me this incredibly shitty map for me to follow. Yep, that's her. I guess she got both of us then. Unbelievable. She tricked you too? Yes, well, not tricked so much as made a pointless coin flip and stabbed me in the back. Wow, that's pretty cold-blooded. Oh, sure, she was easily the most underhanded and villainous member of our group, but I did let my guard down, and even when she stabbed me, I sure didn't think I was going to die. Why not? Turns out immortality isn't all it's cracked up to be. Let's leave it at that. So I guess you never got around to giving me your immortality, like you said, or killing me for that matter? Sounds like the blind troll beat you to it. No, I did, but this will be hard to explain to you. Explain what? I guess in her own sick way, she actually set us up on this date together. Maybe I should thank her whenever she falls asleep, or dies, God forbid. So, now it's a date? I don't know. I said it wouldn't be unless you remembered. Now you remember. But you still don't remember me, do you? Nope. Yeah, I thought so. This version of you died before I started messing with you. Not that I expect you to understand what that means. Now I get that. If I had decided not to take the shortcut, I would have lived, and then you would have talked to me a lot. Yeah, that's right. I guess I should have learned to give you more credit by now. Well, I might not have figured that out, if not for some things that just happened. I still can't believe I'm meeting a version of you that doesn't remember a thing about me. None of my great exploits or any of the ways I helped you. Only that one stupid time I taunted you. It's a vaguely frustrating feeling. Sorry, not sure what to tell you. So you remember literally nothing I told you about myself? Not even the compromising stuff? Well, you did just show me around your planet, which is really cool. This compromising stuff? Your species would think so, but I guess it doesn't matter anymore. I guess not, but who says we can't get to know each other again? You wouldn't find that boring? No way, not if you wouldn't. You said the name of the blind troll who killed us, but you have not told me yours yet. I haven't? No. It's Vriska. Nice to meet you, Vriska. I am John, even though you know that. Yes. So now what do we do, aside from be dead for probably forever? Man, I don't know. Maybe you could tell me about how you died? What were the things that just happened you were talking about? Well, like I said, I flew up to the last gate like this. Oh, nice boots. Brought me inside the palace. It was huge, and it took a long time to explore. It was eerily empty, too. This weird feeling of getting to a place in a video game you're not supposed to be yet because you don't have the right power-ups and such. You know what I mean? Not really. I'm used to taking shortcuts whenever I play games. Oh, okay. So, I started getting crazy nervous the longer I was down here, and I was starting to wonder if my silly iron pogo hammer would even do any damage against the monster. Snort. What? Against a denizen? Of course that piece of shit isn't going to do anything. If I were you, I'd have chucked it into the forge. Excuse me, it is called the Wrinkle Fucker, and it is totally amazing. And it might be alright if you combine it with something awesome, like some cool dice, for instance. That's so absurd, like anything like that would ever even happen. Oh, do we have a... Oh, it's just a... Okay. Nothing's... Okay. What's this? I found it very deep in the palace dungeon. I was wandering for hours following a horrible sound through the pipes. I could tell Typhus was really close, because it was very loud here. It could only be the sound of him sleeping. I was so tempted to play it, but I didn't dare risk waking him up. Pretty much by then, I was sweating bullets at the thought of confronting him. You're right to be nervous. Denizens are incredibly powerful monsters. You had no choice whatsoever at this stage of the game. You might have stood a chance after I started helping you, but Teresa really screwed you over by leading you here so early. Yeah, I guess if I ever see her, I should thank her too. Why? Because this was important. What was? Getting killed by a monster? Well, yes, but not just that. The whole ruse is important. If I didn't make the decision to go, then Dave would not be able to go back in time and fix things. In fact, if I didn't die here in the first place, we never would have been born in the first place. How could you know all that? This way. This denizen does not look asleep to me. Nope, he was wide awake when I found him. I practically crapped my pants. Well, that explains your quick death. If your denizen was anything like mine, it wouldn't have wasted much time before unleashing a huge shitstorm of devastating monster magic. What was your denizen like? Her name was Cetus. Cetus? She was this awful sea monster. Her lair was deep underground amidst a bunch of shipwrecks. She was quite vicious and territorial. I knew I had to kill her quickly to release the horde before she had the chance to do anything tricky. What do you mean, tricky? Did she talk to you? Oh, of course, she was babbling in riddles through most of the fight. I wasn't paying much attention, though. I mean, what creature doesn't speak in boring riddles in this game? Cetus? Cetus? A lot of assumptions about what seas do. On this sea. So is that what you all did? Kill your denizens as fast as possible without listening to them? Cetus. Yeah, pretty much. We were all pretty good players, remember? Yeah, so I've heard. Well, okay, I can't exactly speak for everyone. There was a lot going on, and I don't know how some people were about beating their denizens. For instance, I'm not sure how our hero, Breath, did it. Maybe the monster just released the horde for him out of pity? Maybe he just talked to his denizen? If there was a way to avoid a tough battle, I'm sure he found it. Sounds like a good way to cheat yourself out of a lot of sweet XP and loot, though. I don't know, you might be surprised. John, are you saying you had a nice friendly chat with this hideous, bloodthirsty creature before he killed you? Yes. Typhus may not be pretty to look at, but he's not a bad guy at all. Okay, so that's... It seems she's acting out again. Sorting these clippings will have to wait while I settle her down. I apologize profusely. Please continue to help yourself to the serviceable command in my absence. As a first-class host, I keep a healthy supply on hand at all times. Oh, God. Okay. A lot of these. All right. Motherfucking magic's all we've ever known at, then it's easy to be missing what we be fucking in the haps, but I'll be scoping at miracles that are up in the air, get me see on the miracles, they're here and they're here, there. I'll be checking the miracles while falling downstairs, seeing the shit on a miracle, they're all been and basically pretty much everywhere, fuck. Oceans of fago fucking glitter like space, a fistful of stardust, what's a poof in my face. A billion horns honking, rackets and piles, a one-wheel device looking rockin' in style. It's shit that what I wish for because motherfucking course, bro. I'm all a firm believer at the miracles. Do you have time for my miracle, brother? Honk. You get your notice on the miracles? So many fucking miracles. The magic motherfucking miracles. Honk. Oh, yeah, that was so strict. Yeah, bro. Most definitely. Your rhymes, they are ruthlessly disciplinary, and my here ducks have been naughty, I think. They are naughty for more. Motherfucking dude, you best understand I got more slams in me. They be as forever as my limitless faith in all my believings and shit. But what I motherfucking need, my brother, aside of plowing nose fucking first into a bitchin' pan of tenacious mucilage, is to check out what slams you can stick in my ducks. Yeah, oh yeah. These most entirely can be provided. These most entirely can be provided. They can be dropped straight into the orifices you mentioned. Haha, fucking drop it, bro. Drop it like you spaced out and forgot you were holding it in the first motherfucking place. You brought up a pan, in the last stanza, but the one I'm a fan of is the pan-handled poop, shit. Yeah, shit is a legit thing to say about it, about the pan with the mangrit on whom I now slam it. Slam it like a fucking door by accident on something that hurts. Honk, 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 honk. You can't handle my slams, well, unless you can, in which case that's cool. I just gotta serve up the hoopla to goat noses that are hoopless about the pan who's called Poopa, in the case you were clueless about the pan who can man up and is able to stand up on legs unlike mine, which are functionally useless. It's pretty bad. God damn, you were dealing with some hearty reproach tonight. Flying fucking high, man. Higher than Aladdin's ass up on the motherfucking grief trapeze. Higher than a subjugulator getting his weep on for the vast honk I believe is to come. I wish. No, bro, I'm serious. Your mom's a fly is the most wicked piece of shit a miracle ever took in the sky. Someone clipped their motherfucking wing so I stand a chance. Whoops, I mean sit a chance. Fuck. The only thing more fly than the rhymes I'm saying to express all my malices is the ability he had I wish was mine, instead of guess, this excessive paralysis. Look out for the honk. Look out for the hook, bro. Get off these wheels. Get off of those wheels. If miracles aren't fake, he'll get off of those wheels. But high, in this case, has doubt the meaning. It means he can fly, plus does high self-esteeming. That's two things he has that I'd rather were mine. His two flappy wings and his big healthy spine. Oops, that's three things. Get off of these wheels, get off of these wheels. If miracles aren't fake, you'll get off of these wheels. Use my least useless foot to kick it back over to you, friend. Shit. Slam it, like the door in the face of a Cullen drone. Let's pretend there's a real possibility and not invitation to an even more painful death, just for the sake of that expression. Motherfuck it, motherfucker. Peel magic is all where there be hatching of grubs. I've seen shit that would shock you, your look stubs. I peeped on a place of 6 trillion hemos all up at one rock, bleeding as equals. It's easy to see if you search all your feelings that peace happens first and murder's the sequel. It's the beauty of the carnival, the magic's intense, fucking darkness outside, but the light makes you wince. Just take my motherfucking hand, bro, put on your shades, pull back the flap, and get off of those wheels. Okay, I did. Now I'm on the floor, motionless in a terrible way, so I got back on the wheels. It was a nice thought, though. Aha, fuck motherfucking yeah. Let's take this ninja-tittied bitch back to the hive with the chorus. Together, my miracle brother. Yes, I'm all for a believer at the miracles. Do you have time for my miracles, religious friend? Did you get your notice of the miracles? So many gratuitous expletive miracles. The magic mother also expletive miracles. Fuck yes, here's what the slam turns into nothing but honks. Honk, 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 honk. Fuck. It's less appropriate for me to do the honks than you, but that was still great. Yeah, bro, yeah. The slams are truly prime, and your religious views, though I don't share them, are reasonably inspirational. I think I'm in the process of releasing at least one tear. Me too, bro. You motherfucking know there'd be some of my eyes roll jelly to go with your emotional peanut butter. This is beautiful, dude. I feel so chill with you. Yeah, friendliness with you is pretty much always nice and fun to have. Hey, when we up and start to kick at this red team, Norris, you should make your way to get your hangout at my hive. Oh, yes, totally. We can split a ton of the pimpest sneeze I got on hand, backed up all special for you. And then maybe make out a little. Honk. I wasn't ready for that. Oh god, he's still following you? That is so messed up. Yeah, it's okay though. As long as he's tailing me like a lost puppy, at least he's not killing anybody. Don't trust him, Jade. I'm telling you, he's a stab-happy planet exploding asshole. Remember what he did to Dave? It was like this whole episode. You had a hysterical episode about it, remember? I remember the episode, but he's okay now, and I'm kind of starting to think that was just his way of saying hi. My dog used to fetch me my bullets too. I really don't think he believes he's my dog on some level. Just don't turn your back on him, Jay. Don't turn your back on the puppy. Don't worry, I'm keeping my eye on him. Ah, no. Bad Jack, bad. Grabs the newspaper. Whap, 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 whap. It really seems to hate frogs. Yeah, the poor froggies. My Jack had this irrational thing about frogs, too. I mean, my normal Jack, not psychopath, omni, po Jack. Tourist agents are heavily predisposed toward the murder and desecration of amphibious life forms and their iconography, respectively. Frequently had to thwart assassination attempts from the kingdom, or extermination attempts is probably better to say. You're probably right. They really seem to drive him crazy. This is not the first time I had to reprimand him. Wait, did he follow you into the palace too just now? Is that who you were yelling at? He was growling at a kid and I had to tell him he was being very bad. He destroyed some of her really nice statues too. Keeping him in line really makes me miss Beck. He was such a good dog, not to mention a best friend. Jack is just bad dog, worst enemy. Exactly. I don't like this a fucking bit. It makes me really nervous. You're just chilling with an unspeakably powerful mass murderer with the brain of a wild animal who's about to hop sessions and try to kill all of us in a few hours. And what were you even doing there again? You still haven't told me. Huh? The palace. I recommended she return to her denizen for advice. About what? The location of the final frog required to complete the gene sequence, one whose song should remove the last traces of dissonance from the waveform. The creature is quite elusive, remember? Oh yeah, you were searching for weeks. Yes, and you never found it. I had a good lead, but you decided there was not enough time left to bother with it. The reckoning had started. We had to kill the king. Understood, but this is a matter that really did require your attention. Yeah, I know, but maybe I was sick to fucking death of muddling around with frogs and their cacophonous goddamn ribbits and mixing their slime and shit. I'm not an ecto-scientist no matter how many grubs who turned out to be us the game made me accidentally make. But you are a programmer, aren't you? That is at least kind of like being a scientist, having some technical savvy. I was a shitty programmer, and anyway, I only programmed viruses. Shitty viruses. I shouldn't have to be a slime technician on a frog farmer or a mystical fucking croak decoder. I'm a warrior and a leader and a cold-blooded killer. We know you're clearly very good at being all of those things, but now we need your help with frog science. Can you help us? How long will this take? I don't mind helping, but I have major leadership duties to attend to here. Yes, I know the team is falling apart and everything, but doing this was your duty too, and after a point of critical complication, there is only so much responsibility you can take for the actions of your team. What are you saying? What happens in the future? Are you giving me some assurance that things will work out? Because right now I don't know where the hell anybody is. The future. Okay, I'm a vampire now, apparently, if that helps. What the fuck is a vampire? Shh, shush, no future talk. Let's stay on topic. Oh my god, why can't I get a straight fucking answer to a thing? It's a simple question. I mean she's a very pretty girl with pointy fangs who has a bright sunny complexion and wears fancy dresses. Thanks, that cleared everything just right the hell up. And she drinks blood. Oh, you mean a rainbow drinker? Yeah, I already know about her trashy novel fantasies. We're done shitting around? They aren't trashy. Yes, hilarious. I guess I have no choice to believe you because skepticism in this situation is for idiots, right? If I said, yeah, right, if there's a drinker in this hive, I'll eat my cocoon. I'd be like the dumb Lucis in the movie who doesn't believe the kid when he tells him there's a rainbow drinker in the closet. So I guess by reverse psychology, I should not be that dumbass yell, oh fuck, and tell everyone to get in the scuttle buggy before it's too late. Well, fat chance, I'm not falling for it. That sounds like a stupid movie. How do you know what she looks like anyway? Did you see her in one of your afterlife bubbles? Yep. Why? When? Carcat, that information qualifies as future stuff. Just, I don't know anymore. Shit is getting away from me. The more time goes by without word from Gamzee, the more I worry. The more I feel like something terrible has happened, or will happen. I should go. No, wait, just please listen a little longer. Yeah, staying would be better. Trust me that this was and still is a very important thing for you to have done and still do. Maybe even the most important. Fine, but let's move it along. Couldn't I tell you where to find this frog? Not exactly. She just helped me remember. Remember what? Something from my past, if I accepted her terms. What were her terms? You never did tell me. Yeah, because you never told me yours. Oh, I just thought it wasn't that important or interesting, since Carcat thought the battle was more pressing than to wait for me to locate another frog. Also, what she asked me to do was impossible, so yeah. And she made me promise to do something that sounds impossible too, except I actually agreed. I have no idea how I'm going to keep my side of the bargain, now that I think about it. Excuse me, remember fucking what? Oh right, where the last frog is, or was. The thing is, the frog we need is nowhere to be found in the medium. It was on Earth, but only very briefly. It was when I was young, before I woke up on Prospect. I had begun sleepwalking, both on the island and on the moon, and in my dream it was very bright. I saw something in the light. I couldn't tell what it was, so I got closer. But before I got there, I woke up and found myself by the lagoon surrounding the ruins. Frogificate. I was about to walk home when I saw something appear on a lily pad. It was a frog, an amazing shiny frog, not like any other I'd seen in the lagoon. It hopped over to me and I picked it up, but then, just like that, it died. Betty Crocker. Oh, that makes sense about the Betty Crocker. Later, my grandpa made a robot for me to help with my sleepwalking. It could do all the walking while I stayed safe in bed. It could also record my dreams. I'm sure he always knew my dreams were going to be special. I suspect he knew it before I was even born. Okay, great. So it's there on the monitor. Problem solved. You just purify its ghost imprint, mix it with your current evolutions, paradox slime, smooth out the genetic waveform, tadpoleify bilious slick, and you're done. Hopefully, you didn't remember seeing this frog when you were a kid at all. Nope, completely slipped my mind. How did she get you to remember? I mean, what did she make you agree to? Well, like it was before, the choices she gives you seem to have to do with facing mortality and making it clear if you choose one path over another it will lead to your death, and that your death may even be necessary to accomplish a goal. Yes, I've inferred their ultimata are all personalized variations of the presentation of such dilemmas. Yeah, but this is not really what made this hard. I mean, nobody wants to die, of course, but at least this is a clear thing. You either do you or you don't, you know? You said what she asked was impossible. It might be. What were her demands? She said that if I accepted her help, that I would have to make a promise that whenever we left this place, and wherever we end up going, she had to come. Huh? Not just Echidna, but all the denizens, their palaces, their consorts, their lands, everything. I have to bring them all with us. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, 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 bang. Oh, shut up. Okay. Hey, what are you doing out here? Out where? Out of your bubble. Oh, I don't know. Am I not supposed to leave? I just didn't think you could. I guess you must have a foot on either side. Can't say I'm surprised. Okay, so what are you doing out here? I'm waiting for friends to arrive. They'll need my help. What friends? More ghosts? No, they're alive. First, there will be 2 humans. They should be joining us any minute. First, then what? Then rest of our party, the survivors. Oh, so then we made it out here all right. Yes, well, they made it. Your body will arrive with them, along with the others. Hey, maybe we can have a funeral. What's a funeral? Kind of like a big corpse party. The humans could probably explain it better than me. Okay, cool. Shit, it's so bright. How can you stand in here? You can see the sun? Yeah, I can see it, but it looks odd, sad, id. It looks 2D. Oh, just 2D. You think you're so cool, bro. Sloppy makeouts now on the roof. Oh, these are also panels? What's going on? Jade, are you still responding to this memo? I guess I don't have much energy left to argue about passwords. I didn't even get a password last time. I have to leave abruptly because Solus and Arid started dueling again. Then Pfefferbree and Kanaya all happened so fast, and now Gamzee's hunting us all down in murder mode. He's been taunting me through other people's messaging devices and leaving me disturbing notes. I'm sure others must be dead by now, and now Solux is blind and I lost track of him somehow. I heard a stray honk and I ran and we got separated. I'm starting to think that this must be a doomed timeline. That's why I can't get in touch with anyone. They must be dropping like behemoths leaving out there. And that must be why future Kanaya was talking in this memo, but now she's dead, which makes that impossible. It wasn't supposed to happen this way. Gamzee isn't supposed to go crazy. I think if he does, it means we fucked something up. It means I fucked something up. It's my responsibility. I have to make sure he's safe, and I didn't do that. One time, one of the doomed radios told me she came from a time where he flipped out and killed everybody because of my failure. I didn't take her seriously, but I should have. She was constantly fixing my fuck-ups. Robots from the future always coming back to tell me how some hasty shit I did with frog breeding or whatever would make it impossible to win. My own personal mistakes probably accounted for more doomed radio bots than anything else, which is sort of a silver lining, I guess. I don't think we would have beaten the king without our army. Not that it matters anymore. I've obviously become just another guy in a doomed timeline watching everything around him die. I was just sitting here wondering what I could have done wrong this time to make the timeline take a wrong turn, and pinpointing it seemed overwhelming. As I made more terrible decisions than I can even count, but I think looking back, I know what it is now. It was before we got trapped on this meteor, before Jack showed up, before we beat the king, and I wanted to let you know, Jade, that no matter what I said, I think the final frog must be important. And Kanaya, if you're reading this somewhere in the past, maybe, I'm sorry, you were right. I was always in such a hurry to win. I didn't take the time to do what was necessary. Billy Slick needed the genes of that frog, and because I half-assed this so bad, everyone is going to die. See, I was thinking about Jack and how he can't stand frogs, and I think I finally understand what's going on. I think I know what's about to happen at the end of our timelines. I think I know what the critical moment is, and it's completely my fault. Ectobiology is a touchy thing. Especially when you're building the genetic code for an entire universe. Our Genesis frog needed the genes from that final frog. But because I was in too much of a hurry to do the job right, he's missing a critical sequence in his DNA. So when we made him and watched him grow in the middle of Skya, and after all the fireworks and fanfare from the vast croak had subsided, I kind of felt like he didn't look so good. Like he was sick. Oh, wow. I think I gave him cancer. I gave your whole universe cancer, Jade. That's not good. Sorry. There's only the one panel here. Yeah. Multiple panels here, though. It's all your fault. Huh? It's all your motherfucking fault. Honk. Okay. You all cracked off the top of the bottle to those fucking clown imposters, and that were all spraying out the flagrant motherfucking heresies at me. The flagrant motherfucking heresies, motherfucker, is what came out from their mouths. It made me get my sadness on to see it, and my rage on fucking harder. I'm sorry. All my life I believed in a fucking paradise to come, what held the most baller, darkest of carnivals to join, and a prophecy to tell all about a band of rowdy and capricious minstrels steeped in the good at harsh whimsy. The mirthful messiahs were foretold to be crashing that fucking pie stand and bring the holy ruckus, like a giddy fucking ninja, one-wheeling headlong at the hugest fucking horn heap Shangri-La's got to see. I'm talking about that vast honk, you blasphemous motherfucker. What I believed in it to be was so beautiful, us and them all mellow and intense, bumping sounds, tossing back the fago and soaking the miracles on our face sponges with a special stardust rain down at our elixir sticky faces like a bunch of fucking fairy powder from religious space. It was going to be us and motherfucking them, and them and motherfucking us. This is like some trolling shtick, right? This ICP shit. But now, because of you, because of all of you and your fucking outrageousness, you stole up all my miracles away by revealing at me how the wicked shit was really kicked. Like some filthy fucking science stiff who at old times would be ruled unfunny without even getting his fucking trial on. And now I don't know what to think about the spiritual fantasies I had. Honk. Best troll ever. I don't even care if you're really into this stuff or not. It's awesome. What stuff? Like horrorcore, lame clown rap and stuff. Dude, are you an actual juggalo or not? Bro, that word you use isn't nothing real I've heard of. It strikes me as yet another heretical fucking bastardization of some sacred shit I take seriously in my pump biscuit. I mean, I guess took seriously. Do you really not know what I'm talking about? I have the idea that you put in my pan to sit there, that the Paradise Planet is a fucking joke and the miracles are fake, pure fiction, false, fakey, fraudy con jobs from a bunch of unfunny ninja harlequin bullshit artists. I can't even tell if you're trying to troll me with this or if you actually are having some weird emotional problem. Gotta be motherfucking both things. Okay, I'm telling you, you need to watch this video. This song isn't even supposed to be released for another year or something, but I got it from an inside source. This is as hot as it gets. Hang on, let me dig it up. Delirious Business. China URL. Motherfucking miracles. No, motherfucking no, bro. I'm not looking at any more of your blasphemy memes. I really just came back on you to motherfucking say that while that sickening noise you did at me is your fault, there's something I did at what's mine. I did something that's motherfucking atrocious to your posse. Made your whole crew of jokers get to be... Chat is bottom to top. Just took my fucking stringless chest plate into bird bath, collarbone snapped, yo hungry. Please enjoy, Mr. Strider. Was some collarbone you broke before, dog? Make that hungry, you bitch. Haha. Fags, peace out, numb folks. Always. You gotta buy new bee bath. That messed up. Too cool. It was the other C-Bone man. Nah, brah, bird bath was fine. Wow, okay. Unstable, made you unstable and fucking fact that atrocious business I got to do. And I did that shit to your whole universe as a matter of motherfucking fact. You see, you motherfucking... I finally got all caught up in what's true behind the sweet murder mirth of the bitchin' blood circus. I reached deep down and got it where all the real harsh whimsies were hiding inside me. In the angriest way, I found out my dark ancestral chuggle voodoos within, and then I focused on them through the rage you made me have, and I went and made your universe terminal. It was Gamesy? Gamesy, you did this with the clowns? None of that really meant anything, but okay. Also, you have me confused for somebody else we never talked. I guarantee I would have remembered you. All that motherfucking matters if I remember you and what you did. I'm just all letting you in on the ways I set the high justice in motion. Made us motherfucking square, you and me. Me and you. That's cool, Juggalo guy, who I still can't quite tell is ironic about this or not. But like I said, either way, it's all good. You don't motherfucking believe. You need to get more spirituality in your superstition ghosts. Like this motherfucking faith chump, that's what I was. As if I'd forget to do my chuckle voodoos to you too, to fuck up your dreams, make your worst fears come alive and get up on their haunts in your nap-happy pan. What fears? You motherfucking know, brother, it's the fucking puppet. The one that's all got me to be my best fucking friend I got now. Now that my other buddy managed to be having his head chopped off. Oh god, did my bro put you up to this? I should have guessed he might have a hand in some of these shitty trolling escapades. Bro's dead, bro. Couldn't keep my new friend captive no more. Released your nightmares right in my warm fucking embrace. Now I listen at what they whisper through my ear duct. Jesus, you're fucking insane. I'm all hearing these amazing motherfucking things. I think he'll make me figure out what's the real reality about these miracles. He'll help me to motherfucking discover the truth of who the messiahs are. The real messiahs, not the false mess of lies. Ha ha, onk. So my bro's idiotic ventriloquist dummy is responsible for this schizophrenic bullshit? Is that what you're saying? Motherfucking yes, bro. What else does he say? He says all this in a very funny little voice. That is so very, very, very quiet that it's time to go motherfucking kill them all. Well, that sounds about right. Better do what he says, dude. Yeah, haha, hero is to come at you with all these unruly upbraids that got pent up. When you know motherfucking what? I should be getting grateful to you for sharing me your way Riddick heresies, brother. The road to the Dark Carnival has never before been paved with louder honk horns to tread upon and scare the living motherfucking out of the low blood faithless with each step. Haha, you're either literally an insane psychopathic murderer or some kind of trolling savant. Time to block you now, but let's do this again, okay? You fucking know it, bro. I like you. Wouldn't mind taking that pale marshmallow you got as a nug bone off your shoulders for this collection I got started on, and a little strawberry jam to this peanut butter sandwich I'm making between my motherfucking lips. Holy shit. Hey, before we go, how about we slam a little? They both then proceeded to have one of the best rap-offs in the history of Paradox Space. Okay. Bang, 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 bang. What did I say? Bang, 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 bang. Bang, bang, bang. I've repeatedly made it clear that the fifth wall is to remain off. Bang, 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 bang. I have just about an hour left. My god. Bang, 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 bang. I refuse to acknowledge this foolish man's self-indulgent rubbish. His frivolous charades have no place in this building or anywhere in this reality. Am I making myself understood, young lady? I'm glad I only have about 20 minutes left. Its defective genes probably made it impossible for your session to be successful, sort of like his reproductive system was damaged. What should be fertile ground for your new universe to grow was replaced by a massive bomb rigged to blow up your whole session. Probably just one of my many symptoms of a sick universe. It's not like you actually did anything wrong. You're fighting against a disease that was always inherent in your reality, the one I gave it. But I don't think it's like a normal disease, not like a cellular mutation that's out of control. The cancer took a specific form, like a complicated series of terrible events rather than faulty cell division. It was an eventuality in your universe that was inevitable, that we all unwittingly helped make happen, all concentrated through the actions of one hostile agent in the system, with an instinct to destroy everything it hated, and then given the power to do so. Womp, 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 womp. And unlike a normal disease, it wouldn't gradually kill its host from within. The cancer left the body, chased out, as if by an immune system, but the problem is, it wasn't any less deadly on the outside, and no less determined to finish the job. Jack. So I don't know what else it could be. What's waiting for us at the end of the countdown? Jack was expelled from your session somehow. He then methodically destroyed all our planets, Prospect enters, and tried to wipe us all out so that we couldn't do the same thing to him again. But he was always saving his true target for last, the one he hated most. Jack was the living embodiment of the disease all along. Noir is the cancer. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's him. Anyway, that's the end of How Everything's My Fault completely, and I'm garbage. Hope you enjoyed it, Jade. Now that you seem to recall this memo even exists, if you see Kanai in Death Bubble Hell, please tell her I'm sorry I let her down. And if you see Solix wandering around too, let him know how ashamed I am. I ditched him like a coward because I heard a horn go honk. And Terezi, if you see her, could you give her a message for me? Tell her that. Actually, never mind. I'll probably be able to tell them all in person soon. Seeing as an idiot in makeup is about to roll over my naked squeal pipe bite with a one-wheel device. Solix is okay. He's with me right now. Holy shit, you're alive? Hold on, I really need to change these clothes. Okay, so that's that guy, that guy, that guy, this guy. Swoon! Click the panels. Right, like I'm going to teach him about computers. Okay. Up, 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 up. Well, I have so many next buttons left. Or will I have to suspend your furniture privileges again? I see it's another one of your moods. We will have to work on ironing out this behavior before you meet your true master. He's a far less gracious host than I... Wait, what are you doing? No, stop that. You remember yourself in a more symbolic manner this instant. Thank you. Stab. Backflip. Oh, is this what we're doing now? Magics. Maybe I've not been strict enough with your breathing privileges either. What? This vessel will reach your planet eventually. We can either go home the fast way or the slow way. Your express ticket can only be validated with a display of good manners, miss. Oh, there's the screen up there. Oh. She jumps again. Youth roll. Oh. Oh. Actual suicide threat. Boom. And there go the electricity privileges. I think now would be a good time for another round of re-education regarding her purpose. A little refresher on the prestigious employment opportunity for which she is being groomed. Yeah, since you're still my guest, it would please me to tell you this inspiring tale as well. Oh, turn it back on. That's all a ruse. It is a tale to remind her of the sacrifice she must make, one serving to remind all of her people of the sacrifice once made by long-forgotten heroes in a discarded reality. It is of this sacrifice this sufferer died to speak the truth, and it is his tale I will tell you now. Okay. Once in this very universe, you could say, Alternia was home to a peaceful race. Trollkind had never known the corrupting influence in their evolution, which led them to perpetuate perpetual war and violence. That is to say, they had never known me. As was true of the bellicose world we know, there came to be 12 heroes on this peaceful planet. These heroes, too, had 12 ancestors whose fortunes were entwined with theirs. These 24 figures of legend were not of this world, but sent from the sky, delivered from reality not yet conceived. On the eve of their race's extinction, the 12 heroes would begin playing a game. They would make an admirable effort, but they would fail. Their civilization had not prepared them for the rigors of this game, and the ultimate reward would fall shy of their grasp. But their failure was more comprehensive, more systemic, than a result of simple inadequacy to so common a young players of this game. Though they could not recognize it for the bad omen it was, this session was not the one in which they had been spawned, such as the symptom of a subtle glitch affecting certain sessions, an error designed to trigger an unfathomable cascade of misfortune throughout Paradox space. This glitch is the calling card of the one I serve. It is the discreet, gentlemanly manner in which he reserves his place in a universe for later visitation. The heroes, understanding their defeat was absolute, sought advice from their mother of all monsters. The mother of all monsters. She offered them a choice. The heroes could either accept their defeat along with the extinction of their race and put no others at risk, or she could show them a path to a second chance, to a reality in which the chosen heroes of their race would be strong enough to succeed with ease and claim the reward. This reset would come at the cost of wiping the failed heroes from existence. They would live new lives from scratch, playing different roles in the reset reality with no memory of the game they played or the choice they made. The heroes chose to accept this bargain and scratch their session. In doing so, they jump-started the reality in which the 24 figures of legend would together be created, and I as well, and then send back in time to take our places in history, though I was delivered well before history even began, before the dawning of life on their planet. This time around, I would oversee its development, and thus fulfill the mother's promise of an aggressive, ruthlessly prepared group of heroes, one that would not rest until victory was secured. The young 24 would again be scattered into two groups, 12 modern contemporaries and 12 ancients. But in addition to losing their memories of everything that had happened before the scratch, there was another catch for the failed heroes. In the new reality, they would not serve as the heroes. They would mature to become the ancestors of the 12 they formerly regarded as theirs. And this 12 would be chosen for glory. These children would be the heroes to achieve victory and have the reward easily within reach. Of course, the problem This promise was fulfilled to the letter, and as you have seen, the entire bargain was executed without a single hitch, as those authorized by my master always are. There was, however, one minor anomaly. One of the failed heroes, in his new life as an ancient on this now brutal planet, began to remember. This is his story. This is the story of the Signless. Few ever knew the sufferer's given name, presuming quite reasonably he had none, and he came to be called Signless. Unlike his peers distributed elsewhere in history, he was not given a sign at a young age. Alas, there was no signs reserved for one of his mutant blood. His genetic deviation from the social order made him a pariah, forcing him to wander the world alone for many sweeps, concealing the color of his blood to avoid certain execution. But it may also have been due to his mutation that he had begun to have the vision, spontaneous, lucid imagery of his world in peace before its fall. He would never see the complete picture or fully understand his previous incarnation's role in prompting this fall, or know of my hand in it. But the vision showed him all he needed to see. They held the promise of his people's true potential. Beneath the ages of conditioned cruelty, they held the spark of revolution. In time, the visions gave purpose to his travels. He would preach heretical ideas no one else had dared to entertain, let alone risk discussing. He espoused the virtues of forgiveness, compassion, and equality among all bloodlines. He distributed his message intelligently, careful to preach only to those receptive, never attracting unwelcome attention, but his growing movement could go unnoticed by the authorities for only so long. The High Bloods were livid over the unprecedented heresy, and soon a massive sectarian war followed, spreading across the planet and throughout the galaxy. The conflict was lopsided, of course, within the High Bloods given full support from the Condess and her sweet sea dwellers. Inevitably, the Signless would be captured, and when he was, it was not a matter of whether he would be put to the irons, but how hot they would be if he failed to recant. During his penance, it was said the sufferer's compassion for his people underwent a divine transformation into limitless burning rage. It burned hotter than the iron shackling him to the imperial flogging jet, and redder than the blood soaking his righteous leggings. When he was finally killed, his anger rung through the cosmos with his last breath. This vast expletive was his final sermon, and somewhere encoded in its wavelengths was the truth in its teachings, waiting to reveal itself to any who would inherit his burden. His teachings would also persist through surviving disciples, but in hushed tones. His following would dwindle to an obscure cult facing persecution for centuries. After his execution, the body was burned, leaving only his irons. They cooled in the ash, as if his anger itself was subsiding, and his followers appropriated their shapes in defiance of the High Bloods. The symbols became the sign of the Signless, always shown as colorless as the cold iron, to conceal the stigma of his hue. This is as much a reminder to his followers to remain hidden as it was of the sufferer's sacrifice, and his rage hidden like heat in the iron, one day to be reignited by another of his bloodline. The sufferer preached that after he passed, another Signless would come, heralding the end times for their planet. The second Signless would continue his work and lead his people to glory beyond this realm. The followers kept his teachings alive for ages, even as the uproar surrounding the movement subsided. What's going on up here? Alt text. Even as the uproar surrounding the movement subsided, by modern times, the sufferer's scripture was little more than the ancient superstition all had forgotten. Hardly the anathema of old, but the followers had already made their preparations in the shadows, and when the second Signless finally came, he would have a Lucis to raise him and a sign to his name. Oh yeah! Like, what is he doing up there? The fifth wall's broken. Don't really hover your mouse over the banner like this. The fuck? Something right up there. The sufferer required a less conventional upbringing to reach maturity. As a young grub, he landed in the brooding caverns where he would be expected to face his trials, but due to his mutations, surely no Lucis would select him. No creature sympathetic to his scent had been bred yet. His odd for survival would have been remote, if not for a chance encounter. The Dolorosa belonged to the rare class assigned strictly to serving the mother grub in the caverns. Forbidden from visiting the surface, while on an errand, she found the young sufferer in his crater and immediately recognized the child as special, as well as in great danger. For an adult troll to raise a child was unthinkable, that she saw no other hope for him. The Dolorosa abandoned her duties in the caverns and fled to the surface to raise him. In time, she would become the first follower of his teachings, and the first of his inner circle, but not the closest. Surrounding him on his rise to infamy and throughout the rebellion were the most trusted elites among his devoted. The was a mage of unequaled telekinetic ability, who, upon hearing the words of the sufferer, was inspired to free himself from the sort of slavery typical of his mentally gifted class. But his most devoted of all was his disciple. She listened to every vision he retold, every lesson he preached, and faithfully recorded his scripture. Her ear was open to him always, and in time his heart opened to her. To spread his message throughout the world, they took to the seas in the vessel of legend known as the First Ship. It was said their love went beyond the four quadrants, transcending the grid entirely, whatever that nonsense actually means. Oh, hell no. He's talking about ancestors, isn't he? He's keeping little girls locked up in weird rooms and rambling about troll ancestors. I just know it. The disciple was to be killed along with him. But at the last moment, the executor inexplicably took pity on her and allowed her to escape. She absconded with the leggings, which remained the only physical evidence of his holy sufferings. She hid in caves for many sweeps, transcribing all of his scripture from memory on the walls in the blood of slain creatures, and lived the rest of her days in monastatic savagery. Her dedication would be critical to the persistence of his message, but the Dolorosa was less fortunate and was sold into slavery. She spent the rest of her life as property of vicious sea dwellers. As for he was enlisted in a far worse and more prestigious service. Author explode. Not my fucking comic. He was forced to serve as the helmsman for her Condescension's Imperial battleship. Psychics of his kind were exploited for interstellar travel, and his ability made her ship the fastest in the fleet by far. She grew so enamored of her helmsman and his power, she would use her touch to extend his lifespan to match her own. Oh damn, this place is bigger than I thought. Any idea which way he went? Come on guys, help me out. Together they explored the star for thousands of years. Due to the speed of her ship, she would personally expand the boundaries of her empire, typically being the first to greet new races before conquering them. I bet he's behind this door. You hear me scratch, the chick is up. After making first contact occasions, which she generally kept cordial, she would move on to new territory while a division of her fleet set a course for the unfortunate civilization and proceeded to tear it apart. It could be any of the lethal brigades under her command to receive the orders, be it the Thresh-Executioners, Cavalry Reapers, Laugh Assassins, or Ruffian Annihilators, which was notoriously cruel in its own, and each carried out orders with absolute loyalty, because while the could extend a single life on her whim, she could just as casually cut short that of millions. Aha! Caught red-handed, you bastard. You stopped clogging my store with your troll fanfiction. This is... Ah! If angered, she could simply express her grievance through communion with her ancient Lucis of the Deep, and turn its psychic devastation on her multitudes. Wolf. The class hierarchy played into her hands politically in this respect. Killing off a haphazard swath of the population or an entire class was suitable as a measure of last resort, but mass extermination does not lend itself well to the practical governance. Its looming threat, however, is quite effective, especially while her empire was partitioned neatly into blood castes. She could use her leverage to delegate oppression to the subjugulators, whose unique abilities and exceptional brutality made their natural enforcers. They too would delegate in their governance, exploiting the pride and loyalty of dangerous blue bloods beneath them, and so on down the hemo spectrum, until the enslavement of the common caste was inescapable. In spite of their genetic gifts and strength in numbers, as a self-governing body, the land-dwelling portion of her empire was formidable, but her force of Suidellers was equally formidable, and the two were condescend, like condescend. Okay. We've been reading a lot here. Suidellers was equally formidable, and the two were kept in check not only with the threat of psychic annihilation, but with their mutual hatred and distrust. The only threat to her power was unification through an uprising, a possibility.
Drink some water, or I'll fucking end you.
Fair enough. Jesus. The only threat to her power was unification through uprising, a possibility made remote only once she fully decentralized the race from the homeworld. She scattered all but the children throughout the galaxy after the most recent rebellion led by the Summoner. Upon doing so, she became so comfortable with her grip on power, she risked venturing deeper into space than ever before to grow her empire. But the more space she put between herself and Glug, the more she risked weakening her bond with the monster. The bond she and her successor shared with it exclusively could sway and become strengthened with the younger. Perhaps she grew complacent with the threat successors posed, after such a long history of killing them with ease. Heirs, upon reaching maturity, were expected to challenge the Contest for the throne. Contest for the throne. It was not merely expected of them by their people, but demanded by their shared luces. I like to think of her as the pet I gave to their race at the dawning of their species evolution, like a sentient warming gift. Again, it's just the sort of thing a good host does. That was not the right door. If the lapse of her custodial bond was significant enough, it was not just political power she risked. At such a distance, she sacrificed concentration needed to curb its most dreadful psychic shriek of all, the galaxy-wide extinction event called the Vast Glob. Of course, this eventuality proved a fitting reward for such reckless expansion of her territory. She chose the worst time possible to explore further from the homeworld than she'd ever been. She was scouring the edge of the galaxy for systems to plunder when she received word of her planet's devastation by meteors. The young were being slaughtered. The mother grub was dead. The end times were upon her people. She ordered all fleets to return to Alternia, but such was her empire's expansion and interplanetary occupation, few could make it in time to provide any meaningful defense. She instructed her helmsman to pilot the ship faster than he ever had, and he did so through extreme physical duress. He was able to leap across thousands of light years in a matter of hours. The exertion likely would have killed him if the glove didn't get to him first. Their touch could extend life, but never restore it, to her lament. In that instant, her empire was gone. Blub's swan song wiped out her entire race, save the Condess and her lone heiress, leaving the empire nothing more than a galactic necropolis of floating tombs. She was forced to continue the journey home on auxiliary power. Her ship now travels near the speed of light, a pale shadow of its former velocity. It would take her another 612 solar sweeps after the club to reach her destinations. This looks like the right place. The hallway is all round shit, just like a big stupid head. It would take her another 612 solar sweeps after the globe to reach her destination. She should arrive any minute now. When she does, she will find nothing but ruins and dust. If she cared to look closer, she would find a city of slain exiles, a man on the moon, and a pair of black lovers locked in a deadly dance. But whether she looks or not, one thing will find her with certainty, a new employment opportunity. My beautiful panels, what has he done? That son of a bitch, it's gonna take so many sweeps to clean this mess up. So very, very many sweeps. Are you paying attention, protege? This is where your role in the story begins. Now stop your pouting and listen, unless you want another helping to the backside of my... Oh, nuts, I seem to have forgotten my discipline broom. God damn it, he's got a bowl full of these things? He's pulling a snooty horseshit candy bowl stunt to mock my little arrows now. Excellent host, my ass. Anyway, the last of the 12 ancestors arrived a bit late. In fact, she would cross through her portal 6 centuries after the descendants had come and gone. There weren't many left to look after her, so she ended up in foster care. I remember it like it was yesterday, and for one who has as much time on his hands as I, it essentially was. Rah! Flip. I would raise the girl to be groomed for her calling. My lessons would emphasize obedience, mastery of the clockwork, magics, and being locked in a room. As you might have gathered by now, my employer will enter this universe quite soon. I will then relinquish my custody to him, and she will serve as his handmaid for an eternity to be specified. As you must have also gathered, she has already done so. Though her most common of blood should have let her expire in just a dozen or two sweeps, his curse kept her very much alive. She did not intend to stay that way. Nom 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 nom. Oh my god, how could these possibly be so delicious? His curse is one of conditional mortality, with the desired outcome contingent on her service. When I release her, she will take her place at his side and travel through time to carry out his orders. While I am his weapon of subtlety and precision, the handmaid is strictly an apparatus of terror and suffering. We have both paved the road to his arrival, I in my way and she in hers. She will be present during every watershed moment in her civilization's development. Her recurrence in history would earn her the reputation of a demoness, more feared than even her master. A man, through dreadful rarely, makes himself seen. She stirred up class warfare and intensified bigotry in whatever era she haunted. She made sure the descendants would enter a world which prepared them well for the game. and took measures to see that they would play as they did. But once they entered and their world was in ashes, her work was nearly complete. Now, 6 centuries later, she would be given one last order to follow before her curse was lifted, a simple recruitment job. Well, better go easy at least. Might need some later. The handmaid will enlist the Condess, extending the same bargain once offered to her. It will be the sort involving neither negotiation or possibility of refusal, expressed in terms plainly understood by the psychotic genocidal. The Condess will serve as her new master's witch, carrying out his work in the places he cannot reach. There you are. Go ahead. Keep talking, cue ball. I got you to cross here on my broom bristles. I have got you, pompous motherfucker. The last 2 trolls alive, blood of rust and royalty, will make each other pay for the crimes against their race. Their payment will be mutually dealt in the currency of punishment and reward at once. The Condess will be rewarded with the power and immortality her new service entails and punished by the grueling slavery for which it is synonymous. And you, young lady, are to be punished by death at the hands of your replacement. And so too will this be your reward. Tick tock tock blah blah. Tick tock tock tock. My heartbeat falls in rhythm of the clock. As I draw close to my prey, I leave nothing to chance, for you see is the most dangerous play of all. A 4-foot-tall asshole in suspenders who won't shut up. Wait for it, hussy. Wait for it. And so, my dear, that is the inspiring tale of your people, and why you should feel rather privileged to be in the position for which I have groomed you meticulously. Are you not grateful? Yes, surely you are, and it warms the soft, fluffy material in my chest to know this. What is it? What are you looking at over there? Ah, of course, the clock. I can see you have a good eye for a fine timepiece. Your exemplary taste is certainly owed to a quality upbringing. Perhaps you wish to know the history of the clock? Now I came to possess it? Yes, I can see the sparkle of curiosity in your eye. It is a marvelous tale, one almost as long as it is verbosely told. Where do I even begin? Whoop. Ah! Trip. Bang. Story time's over, Windpeg. Whoops, oh shit, get this fucking clock out of my way. I'm a one-man stampede. I got a broom, and that peal of splintering wood you hear is the last gasp of priceless antique disintegrating beneath the outrageous fury of my authoritarian hooves. I had to put up with one more smug meandering interlude in my own story. I'm going to crack your head open and serve you in a heaping bowl full of your downy soft puppet ass. How do you like that for hospitality, Doc? I believe you'll find that as host goes, I'm simply the best there is. Everybody's totally fed up with your condescending, self-indulgent narrative style. They want to go back to my slightly less condescending, slightly more self-indulgent style. See, even that little girl has enough of your shit. Run, a radius hands as her run. You have locked up your last Asian schoolgirl, you sick fuck. Why don't you flop around at me like that? Are you listening, little man? Girl. Spike. Suckers. Booyah. You there, girl. I guess he's just a limp, lifeless puppet when I'm around, like a reverse Calvin and Hobbes kind of thing. That's a little disturbing. Girl, quit all this scurrying around. Oh, I might as well try to get this disc back. I wonder if I can just sort of reach up into it. Do you believe you can escape me before I arrive? Reach. How do you expect to outrun me? What the hell? Looks like he's had this disc repaired for a while already, but didn't tell us. Motherfucker just loves the sound of his own voice. When I am already here. Snup. Snup. Fuck. Ollie's outie. Snup. Snup. Fuck. No, you dumb Momo tool. You snapping wrong. Don't go to church. Praying on close inspection. Wrong, Chris. No, piss off. Just dick. Unset. Insert disc 2. Homestuck. God damn. Attempt rare and highly dangerous 5x showdown combo. I gotta wait for this second disc to load. Woo! Shh, 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 shh. Shh, 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 shh. Shh. Honk, 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 bap, bap, bap. Shh. Honk, honk, bap, 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 bap. Shh. Honk, 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 honk. Shh. 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 Aw. That's a quadrant. Grasp it endures. Honk, 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 honk. The Knight of Blood so embraced the Bard of Rage, and in each other's arms they were a quiver, and with righteous pap and blessed shush he did quell his brother's fury, for the knight looked upon his bard all acting up and completely losing his shit. He did resolve to calm with his juggalo ass right the fuck down. So he calmed down his juggalo ass was and would continue to be for all time, and the knight had totally settling in a murderous clown ludicrous shit down proper said, let there be more allegiance, and it was so, and between morales it would flow bounteous mirth, and they did hug bumpeth plentifully, and honks of reconciliation echoed far and true into the darkness upon the face of the deep closed home, and it was good. Recap 4. No, fuck this. Please, we don't need another recap. Was there something on that last page? Oh. The password is see you soon. Okay. I'm gonna take your lack of response as tactic verification. Also, this pretty much has to be the last conversation we have, right? Your timeline cuts out completely in a minute or two because of the scratch. What are you looking up at there? Are you hypnotized by the flashy shit? What the fuck? That's been going on ever since John started tacit. Oh my god, tacit verification. That's been going on ever since John started scratching that big goddamn record. Aren't you acclimated to it by now? Hello, Harley, Gigas, motherfucker, screaming fuck. Whatever, I have shit to do now. I guess I should be keeping an eye on the sky too, now that I think about it. The bright green beacon should be appearing any minute, assuming you would actually manage to blow up the sun, and then, well, then I guess maybe we'll all get to hang out, while maybe also not being in an unyielding mortal peril. It's getting kind of old, frankly. Okay, well, this is pretty crappy for a while, but I guess it'll have to do since there is some seriously show-stopping shit transpiring up there in fucking outer space. Later, Jade. I'm gonna go make sure John knows what the hell he's supposed to be doing, and in case none of this works, we don't actually get to meet, I guess I should say, since apparently my gutless future self can't express himself and never got around to saying so, thus leaving it me up to usual to say that, oh, sorry, I was distracted. Oh, no, not by all the scratchy stuff in the sky. There's something coming down. What? It's hard to make out, but I think it might be... What? Shaving cream? What the hell is shaving cream? It's like... Hey, Carcat? Shaving cream. Shaving cream. Ooh. Foam. Oh. Ha ha ha. Dead. Cascade. Yeah, I'm guessing this is like a full movie. At least a long cutscene to skip to. End of Act 5. Red Miles. I caught that zooming out needing to be happening. Come out a little bit more. There we go. Oh, on the deathbed. Oh. Not the bear! Yeah, not so good. A lot of bad stuff happened. That's for sure. Yin yang. What are you waiting for? Draw spades. Yeah, I remember that killing her destroys the universe. That's something I do remember. Oh, it's going. We are deep. Mayor. Yeah, this is Homestuck. This is very deep into Homestuck. About as deep as you could probably get. It's a sort of webcomic flash animation visual novel with some game elements. Made in like 2009? 11? I don't remember. It was made in 9/11. That's not right. Yeah, but this is, I think, the ending of it. Or at least the ending of the first half. Oh. Oh, I suppose she combined with her... Okay, so we're... Okay, I think I'm following what's happening. A little bit. Did she break up the fourth wall? Or the fifth wall? Suckers. Green indeed. Oh, green came from inside the bottle. Okay. I'm doing my best to follow. There's so much going on. Okay. End of Act 5. Unlocked page, Tumblr, more Q&As with Andrew Hussick. Unlocked commentary on Cascade. More posts unlock as you continue reading Homestuck. And then that's... Is that it? Or should I be watching this? Or is this like the extended stuff? Okay, here, okay. Oof. What the fuck? Honk honk. End of intermission, Act 2. Okay, so then Act 6 is like... That's it. Okay. So, again, in your humble opinion, Act 6 is like a different... I mean, I guess it's like... Well, we talked about that. But that was the original ending of it. Okay. Interesting. So my adventure map here. Disc 1. Act 5, intermission. The man in the K-Row overcore. It's like a whole different thing. Okay. Well, yeah, that was pretty interesting. I guess I would have to fully see what happens after that to... Okay, I'm trying to think. If I were to judge it just off of that, and that there's nothing else, it was really cool. I think that the stories, the way that he did the interconnected stuff, I think some of it was a little, I don't want to say patronizing, but a little overcomplicated, but I think it was also kind of fun because of the overcomplications of it all, you know, with like the time travel and what things do what and what does, you know, yeah, why they were suckers. That's a good question. I don't really understand why Gamzee would have that amount of power unless he's something else. Because I don't know. I guess we'd see. Because I understand how he could influence their universe because they were the creators of their universe, but I don't really understand how they could influence the things that go outside of the universe. I watched Game. Yeah, I don't know. That's okay. That's all right. I think I'll take it in stride. I'll take it in strider for now. A lot happened. A lot did happen fast. Unfortunately, I'll have to make sure to continue reading though, because if I Google anything, then I'll get even more spoilers. Scratch was who said it. Okay. Man, so much happened so fast. All right, well, we'll give it a minute. Well, obviously, it'll be over 2 weeks. Oh, Gamzee highlighted it. Oh. Okay, that makes more sense. I thought he was typing it. Okay. Yeah, the green sun, the bomb created the green sun. Yeah, the power source that... Oh my god. I don't need my headphones on anymore. Yeah. And yeah, they said it was in 2D. Oh my god. Or he thought that it looked like it was in 2D, red and blue, because the red and blue, that's how he saw the different universes. Dying for bread miles. Then yeah, blue was... it's the collection between their two universes that created the green sign. Oh man. Yeah, the tumor detonated. Oh my god. Well, for the time being, for right at this moment in time, the explosion of the tumor is the green sign. Okay, that's what I was thinking, but I wasn't sure based off of. Okay, well, I mean, that's what I was thinking after you just explained it. I didn't figure that out right away. Okay, well, I'm gonna be streaming more, but I'm gonna end this stream. I'm gonna go say goodnight to my wife and feed the dog. So I will be back in a little bit, but as for Homestuck, that's it for at least a month or so.